How have you been growing your ability to think over the years?
Well, first of all, learning new things every day. Like I'm learning so much from you as we speak, right? So I think that's how you grow. You need to be open. You need to understand, so much to explore in this world, and you need to be receptive. But also you need to be alert, right? You need to understand what's happening in the world. You need to follow trends, what's happening in your market, what's happening, in similar businesses. And also, I'm just really, really eager to be proactive. Like nothing is going to come to you. Like you have to, go and grab it. So I apply for business education programs still, even though I'm experienced. The world is changing, technology is changing. Look at AI, right? It's transforming everything. So you need to adapt. You cannot just stay behind. So I'm like getting some online classes from Goldman Sachs. They have this incredible small business program. I was able to get into another accelerator in Chicago. I'm right now working on this world's first iced Turkish coffee RTD drink. So I need to understand, right, the distribution channels. I need to understand like how to build relationships with distributors or, stakeholders. Every day I'm trying to innovate something. Even though it doesn't come out like a product or an idea, I'm still focused on that, just to expand my horizon, what else I can do with my own resources, with my own experience. And this culture, again, is a centuries-old culture. For the very first time, I'm the only person who dared to put the iced Turkish coffee, in a can. And it's delicious. So hopefully you'll also enjoy it, in the upcoming months, because we're working on it right now. We're gonna make it worldwide. Hopefully, that's the plan. Maybe I'll travel to your neighborhood and we'll drink it together. How about that?
How have you been growing your ability to think?
Well, I think again, it's intentional. Again, it's having that intention of wanting to continue to be a learner, wanting to be curious, all of that stuff. In the coaching I do now, the first stage of my coaching process with the CEOs I coach is about awareness. Are you aware of who you are, and are you happy with that person? And do you know how you are impacting others? And a lot of them don't know how they're impacting others because they've never taken the opportunity to find out. So we talk to their stakeholders and say, hey, how is this person's leadership style either helping you or not helping you? Because the leader has to change, not the person that they're leading.
Because I was going into architecture, they gave me a thing that said these are the courses I had to take because it's a specialized school. It was a 5-year undergraduate architecture school. That's the way it was then. It's since changed to a different program of you get your bachelor's degree in different things and then go to 3-year graduate school. But it was different then. But there was a line waiting to see the advisor, because the advisor had to sign off that you were doing that. And that was illogical. You've given me this sheet of paper telling me what I had to do, but then I had to stand in line to wait for somebody. Since I was there, I had agreed to it already. Why do I have to wait in line to talk to a stranger to tell me that I had to take this when you gave me that. If I wasn't literate enough to read this, I shouldn't be in the school. So I didn't stay in line, and I went to the head of the school, the dean. And I waited a couple hours to see him because somebody like myself out of high school was not supposed to see the dean. But in the time that I was waiting, I had the catalog of the whole University of Pennsylvania. Big, fat catalog, you know, of all the courses, undergraduate and graduate, they were taught in the school. When I got to see him, I said, I would like to make a deal with him. And the deal is I'll keep an A- average. But I never want to see an advisor. I don't want to ask permission to take any courses. I will take every course you say I have to. But I just want to take as many as I want. And if I want to go to graduate courses, if they'll have me, I'll take them. I'll go to night school. I'll go to school on Saturday. But this was like, this catalog was a phone book of everything. So he thought I would flunk out, and he said, sure, do it. Because I didn't know that half of the class flunked out the first year. It was a very hard school. And half of them didn't make it.
Yeah,
but I don't know what other people are thinking, so I don't really know what they see. You just assume they don't see them. They might see them, but just don't act upon them.
Perhaps, could be. But if there's so many news,
I don't think I see. You know, I give myself permission to see, but I don't know what you do. I don't know who you are, sir. And you don't know who I am. We barely know ourselves. If we really don't know ourselves, how can we have the arrogance of saying we know other people?
So at this 90 years old, Richard, do you know yourself by now?
I can't answer that question. I can say I think I have an interesting life. Unfulfilled, but interesting.
Unfulfilled.
But interesting. I celebrate Socrates. It's not newness. It's clarity. I don't think I do things that are new. Let's just take TED. TED is a convergence of different disciplines. That's what the one house, the beginning of schools were. Everything was taught to everybody. And then each specialty got so big it became its own school. The university was a place where you brought the disciplines together in a university. A college was about one subject. But then if the Department of Medicine and the Department of Law and the Department of Architecture and the Department of Language and the Department of Chemistry got so big, they split away and became their own specialties. All TED was bringing a few of those things together again.
Wow.
There's nothing new about that. Leonardo did everything.
I see.
Because everything is the same. But then people get specialized, and then you call it, you know, then you're an eye, ear, nose, and throat specialist. You're no longer a doctor. You're a foot specialist, a podiatrist. You're a brain surgeon. You're not a surgeon.
Specialized on.
So all Ted was saying, oh, maybe there's something to be learned by the confluence of different things.
Got it.
So that's not new. That's old. What else new have I done? Nothing.
this big question for you, also Almendra, is how have you been growing your ability to think over the years?
Mm. Oh, I love that question also. I challenge myself to imagine what else might be possible. And I challenge myself to come up with more questions than answers. The minute you have an answer, you're done. It's finished. There's an earth wisdom sentence or saying that goes, the first people had questions and they were free. The second people had answers and they became enslaved. And so the potential, the thinking, so if you keep thinking, the potential is that you're not going to finish something. There's always going to be more possibility. And so what I have done over the years is I keep coming up with ways to ask more questions about what I'm seeing. What else could there be here? Why did this happen? I use all of in English, all of the question words: who, what, where, why, when. What a question, and what am I not seeing? And what question can I ask myself to see something from a different perspective? And sometimes it's asking, what I'm curious now in terms of my thinking is, how are other people thinking? And how are they? So I'm now asking people about, so what are you thinking about this? Can you help me to see things from your way of thinking? So I'm trying to expand my thinking beyond my thinking. I'm trying to see, okay, so how do other people think, and how can I connect with that to think maybe even more widely, more collectively? That's my thinking process now.